What is going on, beautiful people? My name is BetSam, and this is going to be the Slam of the Week for UFC Vegas 109, which is Roman Dolidze taking on Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. And guys, I like coming to you guys with great news, talking about my successes of Slam of the Week. I liked when we were 13-1 with Slam of the Week of the year. Now we are on a 3-event losing streak of Slam of the Week. Unprecedented times. Is truly a slump. And ultimately, there is correlation between all 3 losing slams. There was Roman Kopylov against Paulo Costa, Carlos Leal against Muslim Salikov, and now, most recently, Mateusz Rebecki against Chris Duncan. And ultimately, there is one common factor that I was able to draw from all of these Slam of the Week losses, and it is truly that I just underestimated their opponent. You know, it was me looking at their skill sets and just believing that would ultimately negate their opponents. And that's something that we're going to look to correlate and fix moving ahead here. You know, Mateusz Rebecki went out there, an absolute warrior. It's not his fault that he lost this fight. He went out there, fought his absolute fucking ass off like a haunted berserker. Honestly, watching this man was terrifying. The thought that your face would just be bleeding like that, eye looking like you're going to be blind in it for the rest of your life, and he still just comes out fighting like an absolute goddamn hammer. There is nothing but respect from me on the frontier for Mateusz Rebecki. Congratulations, Chris Duncan. I underestimated you, my brother. Now, for Slam of the Week this week, we actually have one consideration and then a 2-leg parlay. And the consideration was a very, very heavy consideration. I truly do mean that. And that consideration was Joslyn Edwards. Joslyn Edwards in this matchup here against Priscilla is better just about everywhere this fight could possibly go. Other than maybe just pure grit and determination, which Priscilla has in droves. I think Joslyn Edwards is the better striker. Her grappling has come a very long way. You know, if she can make the weight here, that's the biggest thing that is here for her, because her distance management should keep her safe here against Kuwetta. Joslyn Edwards is looking ever improved, and only at 29 years old, I do believe the future is bright for her. And this matchup, I do believe, is a easy task here for Joslyn Edwards, and that's why I considered her for the Slam of the Week. But ultimately, there were 2 standouts for me when I looked at this card, and I cannot go past them. And so, without further ado, to get the train back on the tracks, to break this 3-event losing streak, we are going to run with 2 fighters that I am supremely confident in, and I believe that I have not looked past their opponents, and they are going to be That is right, baby. Elijah Smith and Gabriella Fernandez. Elijah Smith is a second-generation UFC fighter, and he has showcased his toughness against Aaron Tao. When he did start to gas in the 3rd round there, he hung tough, and he was even landing the better, more impactful shots near the end of that round as well. And then against Vince Morales, a tested, wily veteran who came at him with all the submissions that he could muster, he still found a way to fight out of those submissions, regain composure, and win that fight relatively handedly. And then on the Gabriella Fernandez side, I think Gabriella Fernandez has shown, she can drop people with her hands. She's a very capable striker, and her grappling is catching up. Her opponent here, Julia Stoliarenko, is honestly like armbar or bust is what everybody's saying, but I don't even think it's armbar or bust. I think she's just terrible. I think that she genuinely is a fighter that was, lower level, mid-tier, and got to the UFC and just hasn't improved whatsoever since she's got here. If anything, the decline is evident. So Gabriella Fernandez plus Elijah Smith here. I do believe that both of these fighters go out here, Elijah Smith goes out here, probably knocks out Toshiami Kazama, who's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu nerd that isn't on the level of Elijah Smith when it comes to the wrestling, so the wrestling is going to be on Smith's terms. And as for Gabriella Fernandez, I think she wins by knockout as well. These two are going to get it done for us, guys. And listen, if you think that BetSam's going to go on another cold streak, you got something coming, because I'm going to go out here and nail this fight card, and everybody's going to have the y'all must have forgot goddamn moment. So before you regret it, sign up to WeWantPicks.com/BetSam for all my bets and many other tools. Code BetSam for 10% off. I'll see you all at the goddamn cash counter.